Hello, ladies. I haven't been here in a while. I'm terribly out of practice, and it was quite a challenge to think of what I would speak about. So I will break in again with something simple like the home in the dwelling place, the house, because it is something that you can control. You can't always control people. You can't control what they're going to say to you, what they're going to do to you, what they're going to do to your house, whatever, uh, in your family. You can't always control the events in your life, the events outside of the home, but you can control a lot of things in your life through your house and through your home. And I heard a lady once say that she would like to do as Emily Barnes did in her book called The Spirit of Loveliness. A lot of you were there in the 80s when Emily Barnes was doing her courses and her seminars, and her books were just absolutely lovely. And she suggested little things like cleaning the fridge and setting a vase of flowers inside of the fridge so that when you opened it, there would be this delightful thing so that things are not always grueling, hard work, mechanical sort of thing, so that everything that you do in your home, you can add some kind of beauty to it. Otherwise, it's just work. And it helps you to feel differently. And this lady that I was talking to recently said she would like for her house to be everything like that. Every time she opened a closet, every time she opened a drawer, every time she made a bed, that she was happy with what she saw. Every corner, there wouldn't be any corner that she wouldn't like, or any room that gave her nightmares. And so she began to just work on this every day. And every day she did one thing that was towards progress. She cleaned one drawer in the kitchen, or she cleaned one side of a cabinet, or she cleaned her spice cabinet. And she worked her way from the kitchen into her laundry room where she cleaned everything. And her house wasn't architecturally beautiful, and but the neatness increased her enjoyment of it. And then she started to add her finishing touches. She put colored paper down inside of her drawers that was pretty, so when she opened it up and took her cutlery out, there was that paper there in the bottom. She would hang pretty curtains up. She would add a wreath somewhere, or mirror, something like that. And certainly today, these kinds of things are so much more available than they used to be. When I look back in the old catalogs we had in the old days, there was very, very little available. Um, and today we have such a choice, such a wonderful choice, and at very low cost sometimes. So this one of my goals. I want to do what she did. I want to go through every box of papers, every drawer, every file cabinet, every desk and kitchen area, the bathroom, and get it to where I'm happy with it when I open a curtain. I'm happy with it when I open a closet. And also, I have an intense feeling of personal responsibility, that if I should get very ill and someone would have to come in and help me with the house, they could find things, and I wouldn't have things that needed to be sorted through. So um, I don't want others to be burdened with that sort of thing. So every day, this woman would go through one thing and sort one thing. And I noticed something too, that my memory improves the more I sort things, the more I go through things, even to re-clean something. Sometimes, every now and then you've got to go through and maintain everything, and how this helps the mind. And so also, beautifying the home, it isn't just organizing, but beautifying on top of that gives you a goal to look forward to. And if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a reward, such as what Emily Barnes was saying, these soft touches that you add to every finished cleaning project, um, it just becomes a grueling chore. And so one of the delights of living in this era is that there are ways of changing things. And one of the things that I like to do is go through my fabric stash and get out fabrics, and I will change tablecloths that way. You just fold the fabric to fit the table and add a piece of clear plastic to it, and you can then use that same fabric on your chairs and on other things, and you can have a quick change of color. And so this is all that I've been thinking about today, and as I said, I'm very much out of practice for videos, and hopefully I can do a few more. And I hope all is well with you today, and you'll just relax and have a cup of tea and treat yourself really well. You're the machine that has to work, so you need to take care of yourself. And if you're having a rough time, I have often suggested to just start over. Let's say you're having a hard time in the morning and you can't really get started, and by noon you still haven't done anything. I would just say ignore the clock and start over as if the day has just begun. Comb your hair, dress up a little more freshly, and make a list and start over. Now, some people have said to me, I thought you said you didn't like schedules and you're talking about making lists. Well, I make lists, but I don't write down minute by minute how I'm going to fulfill that list, because that never ever is going to happen. You know, 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, do this. Occasionally I can manage that, but the list works better for me than the actual schedule timing. So, and I do know that there are deadlines for some things, but a list is better. And then on the list, I'm not thinking that I'm going to get that all done. That list may last me a month, but at least I try to do some daily work. So if you have any ideas on anything that I have spoken about today, I'd appreciate you if you would leave me a comment. Thank you. Goodbye.